Hi, it's Maya here with my TBRs to two different readathons taking place in the beginning of June. And the first of those is the Sci-Fi Summer Readathon, which is hosted by the blog Seasons of Reading, and it takes place from June 1st to June 7th. And since I am already in the middle of a science fiction book, On the Edge of Gun by Corinne Daufis, I plan to finish this during the readathon. This is about a young autistic girl who gets one last chance to leave Earth that is doomed because a comet is about to hit, and she needs to just get the people who decide things to see herself and her family as useful to be allowed this chance. Even though the topics and themes this handles can be quite heavy, this is quite a quick read since it is a young adult novel, so I think I can finish this during the readathon, and then I'd like to start one other book. So that other book that I'd like to start is Off the Atlas by Emma Newman. This is a planetfall novel, and I actually don't know what this is about in any specifics because I don't want to be spoiled. I only know that this takes place in the same universe as Planetfall, which was a science fiction book that I really enjoyed. So I want to at least start this. I would be really happy if I could finish this during the readathon, but we'll see. I do have other ongoing reads going on at the moment as well, so I don't know how much time I will have for Off the Atlas, but I want to at least start it since I really enjoyed Planetfall. I also have a science fiction comic. This is Descender Volume 3 Singularities by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Wen, and this continues the story of Team 21, who is a young robot who struggles to stay alive in a universe where all androids have been outlawed, so a comic trade might be a nice break in between the other readathon books. So the second readathon of the Sci-Fi Summer Readathon would be AYearAThon, and the theme for June is to catch up or finish a series. And AYearAthon takes place from the 5th of June to the 11th, so a couple of days there coincide with the Sci-Fi Summer Readathon. So if I don't finish Off the Atlas during the Sci-Fi Summer Readathon, I will continue it during the AYearAthon, since it sort of is catching up in a series, although I think these are more like companion novels than actual continuations. And then I have a couple of books that I will be choosing from. The first is Heaven's Queen by Rachel Bach. This is the third book in the Paradox trilogy, and it's been quite a while since I read the second one, so I really need to read this before I forget everything. And this continues the story of Devi, who is a mercenary who gets hired on this really dangerous ship, and she becomes aware of this vast conspiracy, and all sorts of dangerous events ensue, and also some romance. Then I have the final two books in Susan Cooper's The Dark is Rising series still unread. The Grey King and Silver on the Tree. This is a Finnish edition of those books, and this is a middle grade series with some Arthurian overtones to it about the battle between good and evil. On my Kindle I also have Pattern Master by Octavia E. Butler, which is the fourth and final book in her Pattern Master or Seed to Harvest series. Pattern Master is actually the first book that was published in this universe, but it is the last chronologically speaking, and I have read the previous three books in this series beforehand, even though they were written later. The previous books sort of give a background for the events of this book. This is the most science fiction one set in the far future, I think, of the whole series, and the previous ones give the background to all the different factions. There are telepathic humans, and there are these humans who have been infected with this alien virus. And Pattern Master is a really short book, so I'd really like to get through it during the readathon, but my goal is to get through at least one of these three books and at least start Pattern Master, but hopefully also finish it. And then I have a manga, which is Princess Jellyfish Volume 4, which is also continuing a series if I want to read a comic in the middle, even though this one is huge. This is a series I really enjoy. It's a contemporary series about a group of geek girls and this fashionista guy. So this is the whole stack that I will be choosing from for those two readathons. Like I said, I want to finish On the Edge of Gun and then finish two other books, and that's my whole goal for the first 2 weeks or so of June. Are you taking part in these readathons or some other readathons in June? Let me know in the comments. Meanwhile, thanks for watching. I will see you in my next video.